Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to see NumPy with the in and out what are the functions which I used in NumPy. So if you're watching this video from start to end, so you'll have a clear understanding about NumPy and how it is useful in data analytics field. Okay, so why NumPy? Because we'll majorly handle numerical values while working on NumPy. So that's why they call it as numerical Python, another name. Okay, so it is used to create mathematical operations majorly and for scientific computations to work on multi-dimensional arrays. So we do have one-dimensional, two-dimensional, and three-dimensional arrays to handle, and also came across matrices. So we'll be working on that too. Okay, so NumPy will also have a module called linal. So wait a minute, linal. So this is called as linear algebra. So we'll be working on that too with various functions inbuilt to it. Okay. If you are using NumPy, at first you have to install the NumPy. But if you are working on Jupyter, so if Jupyter or Colab, so it will be already installed because people will majorly work on NumPy and Pandas when working on data analytics. So if you are reinstalling it, so if any update is there, it will be updated. So it is not an issue like if you are reinstalling it. Okay. Okay. Now, if you are using the NumPy, you have to import the NumPy before that, and you have to give an alias name. It is not mandatory that you have to give an alias name, but every time you're using or calling NumPy, you have to mention the full name NumPy. So to avoid that, you have to use alias name. Okay. Now we can call with the name. I mean, with the NP itself. Okay. The central structure of NumPy is created using array. Okay. Yeah. So in this, we'll be working on array majorly because this is a central structure of numerical library. With working on n-dimensional arrays or rows and columns, so everything will be working on numericals. For that, the base is array. What is array? Array is similar to list. So which you came across in Python. List. I mean, what we'll do in the list will be storing the data. I mean, collection of data will be stored in the list and assigned to a variable. So that is what we'll be working on list. And that is the same thing which we'll be working with arrays. But what we'll do, we'll be able to store values in single data type. So if you are having multiple data types, you want to store in a container. So you will go with the list. So different types of data types can be stored in list. But in array, if you are working on it, so you have to use only single data type. If you are working with strings, you have to store strings alone. So if it is an integer, so it has to be integer. So not in a mixture of multiple data types can be stored in array. You can able to convert the list to array or array to list. There won't be any issue in that, but the data types has to be same for working and while working on array. Okay. Further, create list. Okay. So, so this is how we'll be printing the list. And before that, I'll also print the type of it so that you get to know how to find a type of container. Okay, so this is a list. The type is also list. Okay, now if you want to convert this into array, what we have to do? Np dot array. Will pass this list. If you are simply passing it, yeah, but there won't be any issue. But I'll be assigning this to a variable so that I can able to show the type of it. Sorry. Yeah. See, it'll be the same thing which we'll be working on list. So it'll look like the same. The only difference is you can differentiate with the types, data types. So it is a array and this is list. If, for example, if you have a string in it, still you can able to get an output from a list. But if you are working on array or converting the list into array, so it will convert everything into string. See, the same data type, it has to be same. Okay, so because how to differentiate whether it is string or integer or float. So if you are having a string, it has to be mentioned with double quotes. Sorry, okay, yeah, it has to be mentioned within the quotes. Okay, so if it is integer, then it has to be in a single value. If it is a float, it has to be have a point. A 1.0 like this. So see, integer, float, string. Converting now on the array, same thing will happen. It will convert everything into string. See, so this is how a list can be converted into array. Okay. Now, so we'll go with the dimensional arrays. Okay. I'll be working. Instead of using the same list again, I'll go with some random values. For that, I'll mention the topic so that we won't get confused. For one dimensional, what we do, for here I'll be mentioning the name array only. np dot random dot randint. Okay, 20 comma 50. So before that, so this is starting value, this is the ending value. So we have mentioned everything. We have mentioned these two. So what it will do? So it will get a random integer value from between these two values. But I want continuous values, right? Okay. In some cases we want 10 values from this limit. So I have to mention 10. Now if you are running it, you can able to see it, the 10 output. See, but what we're going to do? We have to convert this into one dimensional, right? So dot reshape. Already it is in one dimensional. So if you want to again reassign, so we have to mention dot reshape -1. Now if you are calling it again, see, this is the output. Okay. If you want to convert this into two dimensional, array 2D. I'll be using the same code again. But if you are working on two dimensional, what it will do? We'll have a just a minute. Okay. If you have, yeah, for two dimensional, if you are going with 2 cross 3, wait a minute, 2 cross 3. So it has to have 6 values. Okay, then I have to mention 6 here. Okay, in the reshape bracket, I have to mention 2 comma 3. Now, if you are running this code, it will show an output of 2 dimensional. See, so this is how you have to create a 2 dimensional, or if it is a 3 dimensional, you have to mention with 3 values. So with the output based on that, you have to get numbers. Number of values from the output. Okay, then then only you can able to create the 2 dimensional or 3 dimensional. Okay, if it is a lesser values to occupy the spaces in the dimensional, it won't get an output. It won't show the output, so you'll get an error. To avoid that, you have to have exact values which are needed to create a dimensional array. Okay. think about it. And now we have to go with three-dimensional. Now we need a okay. Now we need to have three-dimensional array. Okay, so x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. So we have mentioned values for x and y. Now we have to mention z. So I'll mention again 2. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. So now we need 8. Okay. So 2 comma 2 comma 2. I need 8 values from this random. See? So this is how you have to create three-dimensional array, two-dimensional, and one-dimensional. Okay. I hope you are clear with these examples. Okay. I will get into next topic. I've already covered this range, right? So start, end, and this is the values which we get from this limit. Okay. There is another option for getting the range. Okay, range of values. To get a range, what we have to do? Wait, I'll go the variable now. Okay. If you want to get a range, we have to mention a range. The syntax is all about we need to have start, stop, step. Now these are three major things you need to have an a range. Okay, it is not mandatory that you have to remove this. With the start, I mean, with this syntax also you can proceed. Start, I need to have start from 10, 20, step 3. Okay. Now we're running it. See, from 10 to 20, step of 3. So 10, third value, 13. From there, it will go with other third value, 16 to 19. It keep on adding the 3 from start to end. Okay. That is how we'll get an output from this year range. We have other thing to work on this year range. I'll mention this. Okay, so here I can able to mention the data type too. For me, I need to have the output to be integer. Anyway, it will get an output default by integer only. In that case, I'll go with float. Okay, see, you can able to see the dot, right? So it will be considered as float. See, the data type is float. Okay, so this is how you have to assign a data type from a range if you are getting an output. So this is how the syntax has to be followed. You can it is not mandatory that you have to mention start, stop every time. So you can simply mention say. Okay, just a minute. 10, 23, and plus. So this is how you have to use the syntax. Okay, I hope you're clear with this example. Try to practice the code with different examples so that you'll have an understanding. So how it is useful. Try with some different ideas also. So different types of data types on it, and try to check whether the output is the same which we usually get from other data types. So that is how you have to practice the code. Now we have to. So yeah, we have other functions to handle. Okay, here we have an interesting function to work on. Identity. So you need to get an identity matrix without assigning a value. Okay, I'll again okay. So simply you have to mention np dot identity. So I need identity matrix with three values in the diagonal. Okay. So see, we have identical. Only three entities were there. Okay. So if you want two, you'll get two. So this is how identity matrix works. I forgot to mention one thing in this reshape. So we have created a list here. Sorry, we have created an array here. So after creating an array, we use that to reshape into a matrix. Okay. There is other option of checking the shape. So wait a minute. Okay. At first, to me, yeah. Now I have to mention with the np dot array. I'm going to create the array first. In this, I have to mm, create like this, or else I'll take this as an example. Okay. So now we know that this is a two-dimensional array. Okay. So to get from the output, we have other. I mean, we have option like shape. Okay. Okay. Array dot shape. Now we already know that this is a two-dimensional array. The output how to get it. So this is how we have to mention. Like you have to call the variable in the dot. You have to mention shape. So it'll give an output of what type of or dimensional array which is mentioned in the which is assigned in this variable. Okay, 2 cross 3. Sorry, sorry. Yeah, it will get a 2 cross 3. This one. The shape will be getting it. For dimension purpose, we have to mention n dim. Okay, sorry. Dimension. Okay. I'll take the same example again. Now I have to mention ending. So if I'm mentioning it, it'll throw an output of 4-dimensional array. See, so this is how shape work and dimensional work. Okay, so to know from given values, so you can able to get the shape as well as the dimensional also. So try to work with the different in different tables or different entries so that you'll have a better understanding. Okay. Now the next topic is all about indexing. So indexing is a major topic. You have to get to know more about it. Only then you can able to work on array, which is because the NumPy is all depending on array. Okay. Indexing is all about. A minute, I'll take this as an example. Okay. So here we have array. So array start from 0, 1, 2, 3, and goes on. Okay. So if you want to ask by indexing, we need to mention like I'll go with now I have to go with the indexing. I mean calling the value via indexing. Okay. Now I need to have uh, 3. I mean 29. I need to have so 0, 1, and 2. So we have to mention 2, 3, 29. If I am mentioning 2, 3, and 4, now it is 5. So I need fifth value. In fifth indexed value. So the output is 42. Okay. For example, if I need start to mid, okay. For that, I have to mention colon. So 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I need up to index 4, but I can't. And if I'm mentioning 4 here, 4 will be neglected. So what I have to do? I have to do. So I have to mention 5. Okay. So now if I'm running it, see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Up to 4 I need to get. So yeah. So whatever that number you are mentioning, the index number which I'm mentioning in the after colon, that won't be included in the output. Okay. So based on that, you have to mention. At some point, no need for the first value. Then I have to mention 1. See, 29 to 35. So this is how the indexing works. I mean, indexing is works. So this part, did of selecting selected values from the array, right? So this is called slicing. but the slicing is also performed using indexing only. Okay. Mm, okay. Yeah. Okay. This is how indexing and slicing works. So I hope you are clear with this example. Okay. So now we do have based on the indexing, we can able to work on, or else we can able to access values from two-dimensional array also. Okay. Yeah, initially this is a one-dimensional array, so we can directly mention the index number so that we'll get an output. What if it is a two-dimensional array? So x and y value will be there. So how we have to mention it? So that thing will be with this example. Or else, just a minute. Yeah. For two-dimensional array, slicing, not okay. Indexing okay. Dot reshape. I need to have sorry, I'm going to have a reshape of reshape. 2 plus 3. Okay, 2 plus 3 means 6, right? Then I need to have 6 values. Okay, now I need to access 47. Okay, I can check the number also. Okay, 0, 1, 2, and just number. Okay, sorry. Yeah, 0, 1, 2. Likewise, you'll have 0, 1. Okay. Wait a minute, I'll mention 3 cross 3 so that I'll have understanding. Mention 9 here. Yeah. So 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. Okay. Now, if you want to mention 28, so here we have 1, right? So here we'll have 1. So 1, 1, 1, comma 1. 1, comma 1. I'll go with an example. So I'll able to mention the index first. At first index, I need to mention this one. So in this row, I need to select this one. So this is depending on this indexing of 1. So again, I have to mention 1. So if you're running it, you can able to get the value of value 28, which is in the center. See, if you need to access 26, so 0, 1, 2, 2, and here also 2, so 2, comma 2. Okay, sorry. Yeah, see 26. So this is how we'll be mentioning, using the indexing while working on two-dimensional array. Likewise, for three-dimensional array also, you can able to access. Okay, so for example, I need to select this 2 plus 2. How we can able to do that? Okay. I need to select from 1. Okay, so I have to mention 1. From 1 to at the upper end, I have to select so that I can able to slice from this one. I mean, from here. I have to slice from here and from here. So that the thing which are common from both slicing will get an output. Okay, comma. See, now 2 up to 2, because I already mentioned, right, while mentioning the second value after the colon. See here. If I'm mentioning 5, fifth value won't be there. Like this 45 won't be in the output. Likewise, if I'm mentioning 2, this entries won't be there in the output. So I have to mention 2. Then only I'll be getting up to here. Okay. So see 28, 28, 20, 21. So this is how we'll do slicing. Slicing from two-dimensional array. You have other options, like you can able to perform all the slicing. Like you can select this, this matrix or this matrix. Based on your selection, you can able to slice from the two-dimensional array. Okay. I hope you're clear with this example. Okay, next topic. Um, okay, before getting into the next example, okay, sorry, before getting into our next topic, so we'll cover the other example so that you'll have a clear understanding. Okay, now I'm going to take this one, this matrix, this 2 plus 2 matrix. Okay, I have to call the variable. Then here I've used one from starting from 1. Okay, so it will start from here. Okay, likewise, we need to start from here. So I have to take 1. Okay, now um, this is 0. So, sorry. Okay, sorry. From 0 to 1, I need to have. So I have to mention 2. Right. So this 0 and 1 will be there. This two entries will be there. So I have sliced this side. I mean this row. Likewise, I have to slice this one. Okay. So see. So we do have 0. So what I am going to do, starting from 1 up to end. See, 43, 44, 28, 46. So this is how I will be slicing. So based on the need. At first, I have to start from this side. Then I have to proceed from this. I mean, from this side. So you can able to. You can able to slice what are the matrix you have, whether it is a 3 cross 3 or a 4 plus 4. Okay. Now I'll be getting into matrix multiplication. Just okay. Now, for example, I'll take with 3 cross 3 as an example. Sorry. Yeah. Wait for each shape here. Yeah. I need to have. Okay. Now I have to mention array 1. Now array 2. And I have a different start to end. I'll take 30. Now I need to multiply these two arrays. We do have two different types of multiplication. Before that, I'll show the matrices. These are the two matrices. Okay. I'll be multiplying this 32 into 32. We'll get an output in 0, 0. And this 42 multiplied with 41, it will be mentioned in uh, okay, 1, 0. So likewise, we'll get an output. That is one type of multiplication. We have other type of multiplication, like this row will be multiplied here. For example, 32 will be multiplied and 33 will be multiplied to 41. 38 multiplied by 46. Just a minute, I'll show you 32 plus 33 into 32 plus 38 into 57. Okay, after adding this, we'll get an output. Sorry, mistake. 46. 21. Okay, so this row will be multiplied. Row value 1 by 1. One value will be multiplied from the starting value. Likewise, second value to second, third to third. Okay, then it will be added. And again, this first row will be multiplied with this 1 by 1 entries in next column, second column, third column. So after multiplying it, so this output, this value output will be in the 0, 0. So then next entry will be in okay, 0, 1. So likewise, you'll have output. So we have two different types of multiplication. So at first, I'll start with normal multiplication. So I will be multiplying first to first, second to second, third to third. Okay. ARR 1 into ARR 2. This is one type of multiplication. For other multiplication, I have to call a function called dot. Okay, this dot function will do the this performance. What I mean, this function, what I mentioned previously. So the first row will be first row values will be multiplied one by one with the first column, and likewise it will go with second and third. So these outputs will be in the first two. Sorry, one, two, three. Likewise, into ARR2. Okay. So to know this output, you have to do the same thing for all. So we have to take second row and you have to multiply one value with first value with first one, second, third, and you have to then get into second. So likewise, you have to multiply with all the values with all the entries in the matrices of second. Okay. Then based on that, you will get an output for each entries. Okay. So you can able to see the difference here. 32 into 32, 124. Okay. But the same output is not here, 4125. This is the output of this one. Okay. Likewise, this one will be this row which is multiplied with all the entries in second row. Okay. Sorry, second column. So likewise, you'll be getting an output. I hope you are clear with this example. Try to use different types of matrix. You can use not only 3 cross 3 into 3 cross 3. You can go with 3 cross 3 into 2 cross 3. So try using it. Okay. So that you know like how to use it. Where it is making error. At first, manually try to solve it with the pen and paper, so that you will have an understanding how it will be work on. After that, if you are using this one, so you will have a clear cut understanding. Okay. Okay. Now we have other options also. Transpose. You have came across this in Excel at some point. Okay. So for this, instead of taking 3 cross 3, I will take 2 cross 3. 2 cross 3 and each 6 values. There are 2 dot transpose. I have to mention NP, right? So then I have to pass the variable of the matrix. See, before that I will show the output of this one. Yeah, here it is a 2 cross 3. Now it is changed into 3 cross 2. Okay, so this is how the transpose works. Okay, you can able to use this transpose in different types of matrices, not only 2 cross 3. You can use a 3 cross 3 also. So for understanding purpose, I used 2 cross 3. Okay. And next topic is all about concatenate. Concatenate is all about will be joining two matrices. Okay. For example, I'll take this two matrices. Okay. Instead of taking with the reshaping, I'll take only the entries alone. Okay. Now I'll concatenate. Sorry. NP NP dot now it is clear. Okay. So I remove the reshaping first. Okay. Now I need to do concatenate. Okay. NP dot concatenate open bracket AR1 comma AR2. So to do concatenate, it is like the same thing which we use here in array, right? Okay, sorry, forgot mentioning that. So whenever you are creating array, so normally I will show you normal example. ANP dot array open close bracket. You have to mention the square bracket. Then if you are passing the values, see. So this is how the array will be created. Okay. See. This is how the array will be created. Likewise, if you are joining two arrays, so you have to mention the square bracket. Then you have to pass the other element, the variable of the array inside the square bracket. So now if you are passing it, I'll assign it to the variable. So here I'm joining the two entries. So before that, I'll show the output of it. Here we do have 9 entries, 9, 18. So 3, 3, 9, and 9. So totally 18. So this is how we'll do concatenate in arrays. Okay, I hope you are clear with this example. So now you came across the one-dimensional array doing concatenate. So now if you are working with two-dimensional array, how we have to do? So how to do? So at first I need to have a two-dimensional arrays. Just a minute. Okay. So I'll take this as example. So this is a two-dimensional array. Need different values. So I'm changing the start to end. So I'm printing the output so that I can able to explain you what change it will make when doing the concatenate. So see, 23, 27, 33. So these entries and these entries, one two-dimensional array and another two-dimensional. So if you're doing concatenate, we have two different options. One, I can able to add this array, two-dimensional array, below this first time, I mean, one time, this two-dimensional array. Kind of if you are working with Excel or Power BI, you came across this appending. Appending means so you'll have entries above and you'll be adding, I mean, upcoming entries below, like one by one, like incremental entries. Likewise, I'll be doing here. Okay, so I'll show with an example. Row, right? So based on row, because I'm increasing the row. So if you are working with table, so these will call it as column and these will call it as row. Okay, so if I'm appending row wise, so 1 and 2 for this table we have only 2 rows. So based on the row, so I'm increasing the row. So 2, 3, 4. The output will be 4 rows, but the same 3 columns will be there. Okay, now for the row concatenate np dot concatenate. I have to mention the square bracket. Inside square bracket, I have to pass two array variables. Now, if you are getting the output, see, as I told before, the rows will be increased in the table. But here, this is mandatory to mention in the row concatenate. But to know more, so I'll be mentioning this axis equal to 0. Okay, axis equal to 0 means we'll be doing row concatenate. Okay, without mentioning also you can able to perform this row concatenate, but while working on column concatenate, we'll be using this access. Okay. Now I have to change the access to 1. Now it will do the column concatenate. What it will do, so it will increase the columns. Now we do have 3 columns. So these 3 columns will be added in this way. So that we will have 6 columns. Okay. See. So this is how a row and column concatenate works. Okay. Now we'll be working on stacking. So stacking is a thing which we'll be using for changing the dimensions. For example, so here we are increasing the columns or rows in the two-dimensional array. It doesn't change the dimension, but you can able to change the columns or rows. Okay, but if you are working with stacking, if it is in two-dimensional array, so now it is a two-dimensional array. Now I have to stack with the other two-dimensional array. Okay, I'll take these 2 samples. Okay, now what I'm going to do here is I'll be doing the stacking. For that, so stack TRR np dot stack. The same thing you have to do what we did in concatenate. You have to mention the square bracket inside this. You have to pass these 2 entries. So what it will do? So you came across a 3-dimensional array, right? See here. So yeah, this is 2-dimensional array. So this is 3-dimensional. What it will do? So this table will be in the front, and this table will be in the back. So it will be in the z-axis for your understanding. Okay. Likewise, we'll be doing so. This this array, two-dimensional array will be in the front, and this one will be in the back, so that we can able to keep on stacking the tables. Okay. So now if I'm running this code, you can able to see the output. See, this one will be in the front. So whatever things which are mentioning in the back will be here. Okay. So this is how the stacking works. If you have come across the tables or while writing code, you can came to know how stacking works. So this is one type of stacking will be working with matrices. Okay. So try to practice with more examples so that you can able to work on tables also. Take one of the selected columns in the table and try to do the stacking, and you can able to perform 2-dimensional, 1-dimensional. So whatever ideas you have, you can able to perform with it real table also. So, okay. So for the example purpose, I'm using this random. Okay. I hope you're clear with this example. Let's get into the next topic. I hope you're clear with all these examples. These are the major topics which we'll be working on NumPy. Okay. Try to practice with as many as examples so that you'll have an understanding how to use NumPy in data field. Okay. Thank you. We'll see you in next video.